show, and we're here for...
Graham, it's all right, I'm here. It's all right. Sorry I'm late, I'm here.
What are you doing here?
Well, I heard there was loads of feedback about me on the...
Oh, there was definitely feedback. Yes, there was definitely feedback, but unfortunately Chris is back now, so...
Chris who?
You know, Chris Congreve, you know, Chris is back now, so you're not needed this week.
Did I not have enough knob jokes? Is that
Nah, not enough. Not enough for this week. Cut. We'll have to start this whole thing again. You're not supposed to be here. Cut. Here we are. We're back again with another episode.
Oh, exciting news, Graham.
What? What's the exciting news?
Next week, we'll be together.
That is very true. Yes, we have got something special arranged, haven't we?
We've got something really special arranged because we will be filming the trailer and the instructions and some shows and everything, but trailer instructions for a brand new trick. And I'm a terrible trick teaser. For want of a better expression, as you know. And this one I've kept very close to my chest, and so have you. So this one is going to be something that people aren't expecting, I think. It's safe to say.
Yeah, I would say. I think it's a really good idea. And it's one of those things when you first showed me, I said, why has somebody not come up with that before?
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of them, isn't it? It's one of those like, bloody hell, why has nobody thought of that before?
Yeah, why did nobody else think of that?
Yeah. Such a simple thing, but really, really good.
I mean, I'll be honest, right here, right now, right. I haven't performed this myself yet because you've got the prototypes up there.
Yeah.
I just know that it's going to work because of what it is. And
people will understand when they see the trick. It's not a trick that is... It's a new principle using a method to achieve a trick that's already out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like
so it's a trick that we already know what the action's going to be because there's a similar thing to it out.
So do you know what? It's a bit like putting sausages and pancakes together. It's like two things that like completely different, but they work.
Shut up! Shut up! Sausages and pancakes. Are you for real? Are you on drugs or something?
No, I'm on sausages and pancakes.
Sausages and pancakes.
McDonald's do sausages and pancakes. It's an American thing. Have you not tried that?
Nah. I have seen it. Like I've never seen it at McDonald's. Like McDonald's don't do sausages.
McDonald's do it in the breakfast menu. Yeah.
I know they do like a breakfast. Anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole here.
No, I know. Somebody actually commented on our video last week, saying what that plate was that neither of us could think of.
Yes. He said a placeholder plate or something. I just saw it actually went out just before this. It was a placeholder plate.
I did a corporate gig last night and Monday night. So sorry, this is Wednesday. We're filming on a Wednesday. Thursday. So I did a corporate gig last night, and the only plates that are on the table, and this is genuinely, this is like the regular thing. It's a side plate where they put bread and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but I'm guessing that could work on that.
Yeah, I was going to say you could probably do it on that anyway. I don't think it's a lack of where to perform it. I think it's a lack of the problem with it is the tidy up afterwards. For me, that was the main thing. I don't think you'll always find something on the table you can put it on, I think, but it's the tidying up at the end is the issue, or that was the issue for me. For anybody who's wondering, by the way, if this doesn't go mega smooth, it's because we don't have Taylor here this week.
It's because Graham's doing it. So, it took him 10 minutes to figure out how to record it.
And me and Chris have spent the last 10 minutes going, why is that cam? What's going on with it? Why is it looking down at my shoes? Why have I got this? Why is this blank? Why am I look like in?
We should have filmed that. That would have been funny.
It would have been funny, actually. Yeah.
And if you're wondering why Graham's had a shave, it's because he's got a gig later.
Oh, that's true. And I've got a different background this week, just because I'm at my desk, because I want to have everything handy in case crashed or
Yeah.
whatever, right? So I could try and figure
Oh,
out
I
what it
never
was.
noticed that. Yeah. So if you go to
Um,
Magicbox, the thing over Graham's right shoulder at your left is the fridge where he's got all the beers and the cokes and the
yeah.
waters.
Well, actually, I'll show you. This is what we call this the Russ Stevens fridge because it's got loads of Russ Stevens
Oh,
paraphernalia.
yeah. Yeah.
So this is Russ Stevens Theatre of Illusion. Then there's an old Mystique poster.
Yeah.
There's another Mystique postcard here.
Are you going to show them the busts on the top there?
The
We should go a
busts
bit
up
further.
here are past presidents.
So one of them's you.
Which one was me, do you think?
It's
Oh,
the
hang
middle.
on.
It's the middle one, isn't it? I think.
It is the middle one, yeah. So the middle one's me.
You can't tell there, but
Yeah,
the one on
I'm
you can't hear you now, Graham. You've gone very quiet.
sorry, I'm the middle one.
Yeah,
And then Mark is
you've gone really quiet. But the one on the left is Martin Duffy.
yeah, and then the one on the left is Glenn Ward. Might come back and I might get my mic back now. I don't know what
I can
happened
hear you
there.
now.
But
And in fact, Martin Duffy looks like Martin Duffy, and Glenn Ward looks like Glenn Ward, and that looks nothing like you. That middle one.
what?
You don't look. Go and fetch you. Go and fetch you.
What, the one that looks like me?
The one of you. That looks nothing like you.
Spitting double.
It looks nothing like you.
It's a spitting double. Look, it's got the chin, side in. Look at the side.
Look at the hair. Yeah. No.
Anyway, these are past presidents' busts that we used for a dinner, as well as we've got loads of the sort of paraphernalia. And
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it looks nothing like you.
just loads of random stuff, to be honest.
We're waffling now. So
we are. So
anything else we want to talk about?
There's something that I want to talk about. And I'm sorry, this is a shameless it's a shameless plug, but I thought it was definitely worth mentioning. There's a massive sale on at the moment. It's a Murphy sale, and it's the super summer sale, and it's up to 80% off. Loads of stuff. This is going out on a Sunday, so there is only, including today, there's 3 days left on the sale, so it will finish this Tuesday. But I just wanted to quickly talk about some of the stuff that's in the sale. There's some stuff that I've even bought for myself because it's so cheap.
It's cheaper. Last year, I bought some copies of The Light, my own trick from Murphy's,
Cheaper.
because it was cheaper than getting them made again.
Yeah. So obviously Murphy's are having a big clear out, so there's loads of really cheap stuff on our website. So a couple of things that I've bought personally. I've bought a backup Leviosa. If anybody doesn't know what Leviosa is, it's the João Mirinda deck that cuts itself in half, haunted deck. Cuts itself in half, card coming in, floats up to your hand. I use that a lot. At walkabout stuff, corporate stuff. I think it's great. It gets everybody in the room's attention when they say float up. Gets crazy reactions. I don't do it all the time, to be honest. I do it maybe in a night time 3 or 4 times during a drinks reception. When people are standing around in the drinks, it's perfect for that.
It reminds me of, do you remember Spooked, the Nick Einhorn?
Yeah, exactly. I used to do Spooked. So Spooked by Nick Einhorn, I used to do all the time. But I think this is there's no setup really. You just bring the pack out, your pocket's ready to go.
But Spooked you could use with a regular deck, right?
Yeah.
But you can't with this.
No, it's Leviosa. Well, you can bring Leviosa out and have a card selected, but I switch the pack. So I'll bring out a deck, I'll do a couple of quick things first, have them choose a card. As they're signing it, I do a deck switch.
What gets the best reaction? Is it when it floats up to your hand? That must be the money shot, right?
The card kicking out, I would say, gets a good reaction, and I feel like the floating up thing's almost a follow-up. They both get crazy reactions, but I think the card kicking out is the main thing, and then the other thing is almost like an afterthought.
Okay, that's surprising.
The reason I like the floating up bit is it's other people in the room say it. So you do the kick out thing on the ground, the card kicks out, you get this crazy reaction off the people stood around you. Now everybody's looking over, and now you've got that perfect moment where everybody in the room is looking at you, and now the deck floats up as they look at you. So there's no long drawn out effect. It happens instantly as they look over. You get that moment. So then they want you to come over to them and do their stuff next.
Have you tried it at tables and stuff, or is it just?
I have seen people do this at tables and stuff. I don't particularly like doing it on a table. I think it's better on the floor personally. I like to do it on the floor with, like, say 10 people all stood around you doing it, and you do the whole thing, and you make it sort of center point of it. I prefer doing it there than on the table. You do have to be careful your light situation. Normally, I would do it if there's a carpet or something. Drinks reception's the perfect place to do it, in a corporate or even in a wedding or something. When people are stood around, I wouldn't do it outside personally. I know people do, but I personally wouldn't. But anyway, that's just one thing in the sale.
Okay, carry
That's
on.
in the sale. I think.
Carry on with your shameless plug.
Yeah, people are going to go, oh, I didn't realize it was on. I wrote some stuff down, but have you got the email I sent you? With some of your effects. Some of your effects are in it.
There was Voodoo on there, wasn't there? Which is one of my tricks. So
Voodoo's
Voodoo
on there.
which is it's a fairly new one.
Prestige is in there.
Prestige hopping keys, actually. Is that like the hopping halves, but with keys?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a double, like a. Can I give it? It's like a double. It's a shell and a key, and then a copper silver. And I think they're normally like 140, 150 quid. I'm sure they're about 60 or 70 quid. So I think for that, it's a really good like price. Like I wasn't buying them that cheap. So they're retailing cheaper than what I was buying them in at.
Hopping off. I mean, when you first get into coin magic, it's quite difficult because there's not many self-working coin tricks, are there? And hopping halves is one of the first coin tricks that I learned before I could do any coin, any palms and stuff like that. And I used to get, fantastic reactions from it because you're literally just lifting off a shell, putting it in your pocket, and it jumps back. And as you get better at sleight of hand, you can add sleights to it to improve it and stuff. So is this essentially the same routine but with keys then, yeah?
Yeah, I think it comes with a few different routines with it as well, so you can do other things with it as well as that.
So you get a copper silver key
and a shell, like a shell, and then a regular key as well.
And do they look like regular keys?
Yeah, very well made. They're made the same as the whiskey. I think it's called.
Scotch and soda.
Scotch and soda whiskey, I think it was called. Which is essentially like a coin unique or a Scotch and soda key. They look exactly the same with them. So you can obviously substitute them in as well.
Really good, actually. Yeah. Okay.
Good, so cool. Yeah, I mean, like I say, this is a shameless plug, but I am seeing it because there is the other thing it's in the sale. We talked about these last week. Shadow Wallet.
Oh, Shadow Wallet. Yeah.
Right now, these were 65 quid at the minute. 38 quid.
There you go. And Prestige, the other one.
And I know there's a new one coming out. I've bought another 2 of these, just because I use these all the time. Whether you want to get one for work or whatever. I know there's a new one coming out, which is coming out later on in the year, I believe. But I love this and I use it all the time.
So the other 2 things that you mentioned was Prestige and Venom Cube.
Venom Cube, yeah, both sizes as well. The normal size and then the compact version. So if anyone wants a matching Rubik's Cube routine, it's super simple to do, works itself. Venom Cubes, I don't think anybody would argue with this, Chris. It's the best version on the market, isn't it? For that effect, for a matching cube. Self-work and easy to do. There's 2 sizes, the normal size, and then there's a mini one as well, so you can even do it like cabaret or walk around. Prestige, if anybody doesn't know, it's been done to death, to be honest, on TV, but for a reason, because it's good. It's the thing where you hold up and there's 5 panels, 5 numbers on.
Right.
And you get them to name a number and you pull it out, and they say they've all got prizes on. You pull out the number that the name, you turn it around and it says, I don't know, you've won a balloon dog, and you turn the rest around and it's like £5,000 PlayStation 65-inch TV, and you can totally customize it to whatever you want.
Okay.
I've got one. I use it all the time. I do it with the balloon dog. So when I take it out, I go, "You've won. Let's see what you could have won." Turn it around. It's like PlayStation, 65-inch TV, £1,000 in cash. You turn it around. You've won a dog. You've won a dog, ladies and gentlemen. Are you allowed animals in here? Then you reach in, and then you reach into your box, and you got a balloon dog, which you give them as a souvenir. I use that all the time. I have used it at. I've only ever done this once, and I'll probably never do it again because I did it at a barracks at a. And you can see what's coming, can't you? I've used it at an army barracks, and I had swear words and stuff on the back. And it went down great. But again,
you can tailor it, can't you? That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you do a gig, you do a corporate gig, you can have the name of the company that you're working for, that you pull it out and you turn it around, and all the other ones are the competitors or what,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. And there's all sorts of stuff.
Was that your card?
Where can we buy that?
StellaMagicShop.com.
So there we go. Check out the sale. It's only on Tuesday.
Awesome.
There's loads of stuff on there. I think there's 2,000 items or something left.
Shameless plug over.
Sorry.
Right.
But there we go.
So
any other news?
No, don't think so. I think we're heading to the old school now, aren't we, mate?
Okay. So let's go to the old school.
They all come from a different deck, but I actually lied to you. Because these are actually from the same exact deck.
Okay. I'm all for that. That's
Flip it over.
Flip it over. Okay. That's really good.
That's really good?
That's really good.
But what if I can do better? What if this was the only outcome that could have ever took place? Because there's actually no cards at all. Get ready to experience the impossible with Ghost Deck.
A versatile tool capable of multiple mind-melting routines.
Here's how it works. You show a deck where every card has a completely unique back, no two are alike. But it took me a long time to put this deck together because every card comes from a different deck. You casually hand your spectator 2 random cards. I'll take, here, hold on to these 2, like that. You then deal the rest of the cards face down, stopping wherever your spectator chooses, marking the spot with your first card. And you say stop anywhere at all.
Stop.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay, look, we'll place right there, right? You then repeat this a second time, marking the spot with your second card, giving you 2 random cards chosen by chance. I'll do it again, look. I go like this, and I'm gonna keep going down, and you tell me stop wherever you want.
Stop.
Right here, 1 more, 2 more, that's good. Put it face up, put it. Then the impossible happens. You reveal that the 2 cards chosen have matching faces. Now, look at this. Let's see where you put it. And look, this one.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Then you flip them over to reveal the backs match as well. Turn them over.
Oh wow.
And now, the final twist. You turn over the rest of the deck and every other card has a blank face. Look, every single card here is actually blank. There's absolutely nothing.
He knows.
High five. No cards at all.
I love it.
Those are not cards. There's no more cards. The only cards you got were the 4 aces. Everything can be examined. No sleight of hand. Super easy to perform. It's magic that happens in their hands. Online instructions and all cards included. Multiple routines explained in the included instructional video, ranging from beginner to advanced.
That's crazy, bro. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Ghost Deck.
So there we go. That's the trailer for Ghost Deck.
Oh, I love this. I used to do stolen cards, the Leonard Green trick, and before it was released as stolen cards, I think I bought it from somewhere else with some other cards and all the rest of it. And it's something I've not had for ages. I want to buy another one. 14 quid is an absolute steal, and I love the blank deck finish. Fantastic.
Yeah,
love it.
So the reason we've put this in, by the way, is old school, although it's not. Well, it is. It kind of is, and it isn't. Is exactly what Chris said. So it is a new. It's a new release. It's about 6 months ago or something. I think Murphy's brought it out.
But it's really
but it-
been out for a long, long time, hasn't
but
it?
it's an old trick. Now we used to sell stolen cards, which you mentioned by Leonard Green,
Yes.
which I don't think is like you said. I think I prefer this with the blank deck finish.
Yeah, so the way it used to finish was you would have, like on the trailer there, I think you got 3 diamonds and something else. And then at the end, you would have, I don't know, a random like 9 of spades all the way through
Yeah,
the deck or something
yeah.
like
All
that.
the cards are the same,
It'd all be the same, which is okay. It's
but it's a
good.
different
It's fun.
card.
But when all the rest of the cards are blank, I just think it's. I think I've said before on here on another thing, or I certainly say in my lectures, I don't think there's many tricks that can't be improved by a blank deck finish. I just love it. I just think it's just like I just think it's a great finish to almost any card trick. A blank deck finish, I really do.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Actually, I think that's a good point. Yeah. Leonard Green's his pattern was that he stole a card from every deck of cards wherever he went, and whenever he's playing poker anywhere, he would always steal one card. And he's been doing it for so many years. He's managed to make up a full deck of 52 cards with 52 back designs. I mean, you can do the same pattern for that, you know. But then you got that.
I'm not a big fan of patter.
Right.
Personally, I would just crack on with it and just say, look, these all come from different decks, and just get on with it, you know. But I'm a bit of a magic prostitute. I just go around the tables and do my stuff really quickly and all the rest of it, as you do. If you're doing a show where you can talk to people for 25 minutes or 30 minutes and weave stories into your magic, wonderful. If you're doing a trick for some friends around a dinner table, and you haven't got pressure on you to get to another table in 5 minutes, like last night, I had to get round so many tables in a certain amount of time. You don't have time to chat. But if you have got time to chat, it's brilliant. You're just weaving a story around something like that's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing with that trick. That's the good thing with that trick in particular. Well. Yeah, you can either do it as a story if you want to, or you can just do it very snapping very quickly if you want to.
Yeah.
You know,
and we touched on self-working tricks last week, didn't we? We mentioned it. And this is a perfect example of a self-working trick. You know, you've got to be there to do it. Obviously, you know.
But you're not going to get much more self-working than this.
There's no moves.
It's nothing at all.
It's very deceptive. It uses a well-known principle in magic, which is the Gemini twins principle. But to really good effect. And I think by adding all the different coloured backs and everything, it just adds a little bit of camouflage to it as well. I love it. And like I said, for 14 quid, blooming heck, it's an absolute bargain. I'm at the shop next week when we do that filming, and I will definitely be coming home with one. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think the original stolen cards I think was about 25 quid roughly.
It was 25 quid. About 25 years ago or something. Yes. I remember seeing it in Keith Bennett. In fact, I think I bought one from Keith Bennett in his old magic shop in Birmingham about, I don't know, maybe the back end of the 90s or something like that. You know what I mean? So, and it was 25 quid. Yeah, absolutely right. So it's halved in value like 30 years later, 25 years later or whatever. So yeah, it's bargain, real bargain. Yeah. So it's better. The blank deck ending is better.
The only thing I would say is it's not bicycle stock. Not that it matters. I mean, it doesn't make any difference, I don't think, because it's meant to be a deck on its own. It's like people say, oh, they're not bicycle cards. They're not. They are a different stock.
Matter.
But it doesn't matter because it's a standalone trick. It's not a trick you bring it out. It's the fact
you don't even
deck.
You don't even have to handle them like a pack of cards because it's all you're doing is dealing the cards. It's such a simple trick, just dealing cards and then dropping them. You know, if you had to do sometimes when you buy a pack of cards and they're not bicycle stock or they're of a cheaper stock. I've got a bunch of business cards here, right? And I'll show you what I'm talking about, right? And you try to fan them and they just clump like this, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. If you're doing a card trick or whatever, and they're not bicycle stock or a good stock, and you can't handle them very well, etc. But for this particular trick, all you're doing is you're just dealing the cards one at a time like this, and it doesn't matter what the stock is.
Yeah. So there we go. That is old school, but also new trick. Well, a new release. Or a new-ish release at 6 months or 8 months old or something, whatever it is. But there you go. Check that out. Available from all good magic dealers, including Magicbox. So let's move on to over
And there's
to
one
you.
less. I want one.
Oh, you want one, right? Okay, so there's one less on the shelf now. So let's over to you. Okay, so here we are, over to you. And I've got one question which I had a customer ask the other day, and the person was John Middleton. And John Middleton asked, "What is your?" We've talked about openers before. He wants to know what your closer is. What our closer is. Now, I have a couple of different closers, but I'll let you go first. Before we talk about that, by the way,
Have you bought one?
I bought one. Yeah,
Have you used it yet?
I'm using it tonight. And I'm
I was
doing
doing it
I'm doing it your way because I thought your way is really funny.
with the applause.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. I did it last night. I did it last night, and do you know what? Little tip for you actually, and I got this from Kev Mark, and it's a great tip. Occasionally, because you have to reset something when you're walking between tables. Okay, now you know yourself. Sometimes you're walking between tables, you might get distracted. Or somebody at the next table will call you over and say, "Oh, come over to us," or whatever.
Yeah.
And I walked over there and I went to take him out of my pocket and I was like, "Ah, shit, I forgot to reset it." So I just bring the 3 envelopes out where the one that hasn't been reset, and you can still do the trick.
Still do it
even
with 3, yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Still works. You can even do it if you forget
2.
again. You can even do it with 2. You've got a 50-50 chance. You can still do it with 2. If you forget to reset it again, then you're a twat and you should probably be a window cleaner.
I was going to say something similar, but you beat us to that.
But I was opening my tables with it last night, and it just gets a really great reaction. It's just such a great thing. And you know, everybody's talking about different things to hold it in and everything. And I will show you. I'm just going to get it now, right? So here you go. Here's my suit hanging up from last night. I haven't touched it since I got back in from my gig, and breast jacket pocket, and there it is. It's ready to go.
And I don't know why anybody would need a holder for anything. It just goes in your pocket.
Well, if you're one of those people who doesn't like leaving anything in your jacket pockets, I wouldn't put it in my case. I've got a leather holder for it if I was going to put it back in my bag. But to be honest with you, because I've just been using it all the time. In fact, there you go. I didn't reset it last night. One of the envelopes from the last table, I haven't reset. So there you go. But yeah, it's great. And I'll just
for anybody who didn't see, anybody out there who didn't see what we're talking about, it's called Bankable. It's essentially a bank night routine by Trick Boom.
Eric Stevens, and there's the
Eric Stevens.
And
so it's available from Trick Boom, which is Noel Coulter and Roddy McGee. It's a self-working bank night. It's really good. I'm not going to use it as an opener because my openers tend to be like really fast, flashy type stuff.
It's really. Do you know what I love about it as an opener, mate? And I know we're going off on a bit of a thing here. Is you're using it? I use it as an opener, and the reason I use it as an opener is it's really fast. I do it really fast, right?
Yeah.
I walk up and I say, before I introduce myself, and I think we've talked about this before. I do a gag, all right, and then I'll blah 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 blah. I've done a gag, and then I'll say, so you've got this, and you've won a round of applause. Everybody, give them a round of applause. Yes, I've got the table in my first 2 minutes. The table are applauding.
Yeah.
They're clapping straight away. They're not clapping me. They're clapping somebody else. Doesn't matter. And then I just say, so that's the best thing you could have won. Blah blah blah. I put it in my pocket, and I say nobody ever wants to win these. And I show the £50 notes. They laugh. They go, wow, whatever. And then as they've got on their video, I then say, would you like to go to somebody else? And they go, yeah. And I go, okay, give him a round of applause as well. And within 2 minutes, you've got 2 rounds of applause. And then I move on to a slightly longer routine. But yeah, I know what you're saying, but you can do it really quickly. You don't have to talk.
No, I get that. It's even that for me for an open as a little bit too long. That's just my style.
Really?
I go in and I'm like, within 30 seconds, I've done 5 or 6 things. But that's,
We are quite similar the way we work.
yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, yeah, fair
But
play.
anyway,
But
I love it. I think it's good. I love the
Oh.
idea. I love the idea with the applause. I think it's great.
Going back to closer, the question is, what is your closing trick at the table, right?
So back to that one, yeah.
And I well, sort of. I'm going to circle around. So,
okay.
I talk about this a lot when I do workshops on performing, which I do workshops on performing, right? But I talk about like a full circle in an act. So when you're at a table, it has to feel, instead of feeling like a load of random tricks, it feels a little bit like an act. So my opening thing, before I do this, before I do anything, is I hand this out. Okay? So I walk up to the table, I introduce myself, I've got a few gags and all the rest of it. I say, I need somebody trustworthy to look after this. They'll either point at somebody, which is funny because everybody points at the same person generally, or somebody will volunteer, right? And if somebody volunteers, that's even better because you look at them and you go, no, somebody really trustworthy gets another laugh, and I'll just go, oh no, I hand it to them. Or I'll sometimes, if nobody volunteers, I'll look around and I'll go, sorry, I've got the wrong table. You still get a gag, right?
Yeah.
But that's my opening thing before I've done magic, and then I will go into this or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But the point I'm getting to, full circle, is this is now what I close with.
Yeah.
And it happened for a long time. So the spectators, one of the spectators has been holding on to this since I got there. So this is the Destination Box by John Allen.
John Allen, yeah.
All right. So he re-released this maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but this is one of the original ones that's been out a long time. So this is made from a proper American hardwood.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a really nice patina on the hinges and everything. I finish with my folded card, or a signed folded card is in this at the end of the routine. So the whole set goes full circle. Sometimes the thing about the Destination Box, if you haven't seen it before, is you can make, you must have seen this before, Graham, right?
Yeah.
But you can make anything appear inside this box in a small tin. Okay, so a borrowed ring, a signed coin, a signed card that's folded or whatever will appear inside this. And that is how I close a table. I'm not going to go through the whole routine. It doesn't really matter. But I open at the table with this, and I close at the table with this.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. It's not too dissimilar from one of my closers, to be honest. So I have 2 closers depending on what I feel when I'm at the table, whether I'm going to do this one or the other one, and also how much time I've got at the table. So like you, if I was doing a corporate gig like you were last night, and I've got to get round like ridiculous amount, like 20 tables in an hour, I tend to do 2, sometimes 3 things at each table. And I generally do me opener, and then I'll just do this one quick thing to finish with, which is ring flight. So I've done ring flight as a closer.
We've talked about this before. So you use the wallet, don't you?
Yes, so I use the original wallet, which is the one that I've got, and the best one I've ever come across is the Magic one. It's called Immaculate Ring Flight. It's just the best made one. I think I've got 3 of them because they don't make them anymore. It is something that we are actually, as a company, Magicbox, getting remanufactured in the next year or so. We've got a few samples kicking around. But anyway, so yeah, ring flight I've used as a closer for probably 20 odd years now, maybe more. And if anybody doesn't know what ring flight is you borrow somebody's ring, it vanishes and appears in an impossible location, wherever that may be. In this case, it appears inside a zipped up wallet, and inside is their ring hanging there, which you then give back to them. So I've used that as a closer for a long time. We've talked about this, I think, before on here. People say, are you not frightened that the ring will come off? In 20 years, it's happened to us twice, I think. And I would say that's it.
How did you get out of that?
So there's a couple of different reasons why it can happen, and it's down to inexperience, really, through the years.
When was the last? How long has it been since it happened last?
Probably 17 years, I don't know, 15, 17 years. It's never come
Okay.
off, I would say, in the last
Right.
15 years.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah. Good. And so, what did you do wrong?
Um, Giving it too much distance is the main thing. So normally if I'm showing, people are asking me this question about it, is you've got to really reduce the distance for where, obviously I'm not going to give the whole thing away, but
So I use Bonsal's ring flight occasionally,
yeah,
and I've got it in my back pocket, my trouser
yeah.
pocket. It travels about that far, probably.
Yeah, for me, it's probably even less than that. Just from when I do the actual move, and it's gone very early on in the trick itself. So the ring goes very early, and you're way ahead of them by a good 30 seconds before you make the ring vanish. So yeah, it's minimizing the distance. I think when I was younger, it was going from like do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But things can happen. Sometimes freak accidents can happen, and it does occasionally.
And the other thing people shit themselves about as well is like stones coming off, or also people lying about it as well, and people saying that stones have come off when they haven't come off and things like that.
Yeah, that's happened to me. That's happened to me as well. So
Really?
the time one of the times I lost the ring, or the ring came off, we did find the ring. When I give it back, said there was a stone missing. I mean, we've had this conversation before, but
we touched on it, didn't we? But we didn't.
Yeah, we did touch on it. I mean, normally when I borrow a ring, I think a lot of magicians do this as well, and people talk about it in lectures. I look for certain rings that don't have stones and things, wedding bands, that sort of thing.
Wedding rings.
And if I always have a look at
rings as well, are quite good because you can have the joke, can't you, as well? That came off easy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've got all them gags and stuff, but I'm also looking for a ring, and while I'm looking at it and I'm doing the gags about it and stuff, and I'm looking at it to see if there is any stones missing just quickly, and then I'll mention that, and I say, oh look, it's only got one stone missing, and I will make a point of saying that if it has. But very rarely have I borrowed a ring and it's been damaged. To be honest, most rings when I borrow, I have a quick look at it. And like I say, I think for me in 20 years of doing the trick, for it to come off twice, it's worth the risk because the reaction is killer. If you do any version of ring flight, it's a very, very strong effect. But any effect that you borrow a spectator's item, like you said before, even with the destination.
And I think we touched on this before, but if you're doing, so I use the Bonsall one where you've got the keys and it's there straight up, right?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about yours, and I would like to pick up one of those actually. This is just a bag, right? But when you can delay it, you can bring it out, you can unzip it, and then you can delay it and you can build up the tension and then drop everything out, can't you?
Yes, exactly.
And is that why you get a good reaction as a closer? You've got everybody sort of looking here at the last.
Exactly. It's also for me, because it's a routine that you can play cabaret as well. So if you've got a table of 10 all sat down, it's up here. It's not down here. Everything happens up here. The thing comes out here, and it's very visual. Also, I've used every single ring flight there is going on the market. I've used Bonsal's. Yes. I've used all of the different versions out there, and I still go back to the wallet. And I've said this before. I'll quickly say it again. And if you touched on it there, it's because it's zipped up. And I make a point and say, look, I know this is an old-fashioned key case, but it's safe. That's why I use it. I have to literally unzip it to get inside. And inside's not just my keys, but inside you'll see there's actually a ring. And that just gets a better reaction. It's the same with like card to wallet. If you're doing card to wallet, it's in an envelope in the wallet, it's better. If you're doing card to pocket and you reach in, the card is in your pocket, it's good. If it's in a wallet, it's even better. If it's in an envelope inside a wallet, it's better again.
I've never used an envelope. It slows things down too much for me because I then produce it after the wallet. The next thing for me is in there.
Yeah. I don't really do card to wallet because I'll tell you about my other closer in a second. But yeah, ring flight.
You've only got one, mate. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You've used up your air time now.
Nice. Right. Well, we'll talk. I'll quickly tell. I won't bore you for too long. The other thing, should I really say this? Because I don't really want anybody else doing this trick.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Because when I tell people this, they're going to go,
we never script this. No, keep it to yourself. Just tell me.
I'll briefly mention what it is. It's a card to impossible location. And I do a similar thing to you at the start of the routine. I bring this item out and give it to somebody. Full circle. Exactly. It's funny. And we haven't discussed this beforehand, have we?
No.
We never said, we'll talk about that because we do it the same way. This is just weird that we do this. But my object, and the reason I like it, is because it's an object that people don't expect there to be a card in. It's an inanimate object that you give to
So
somebody, and they would never expect there to be a card in. So you have that
if you want,
unexpected finish.
if you want Graham to reveal what his object is, you've got to subscribe to the channel and you've got to send lots of begging letters. And he might reveal it on a future episode, maybe. And we haven't talked about that either. Oh, can I mention something, actually, while we're talking?
Go on.
I'm currently planning a lecture tour in the States, in Florida and Carolina in October. So if anybody, on the off chance, is watching this in those areas, would like me to come and lecture at your society in early to mid-October, get in touch.
Yeah, that'd be an amazing, really good lecture as well. Like what sort of stuff will be in it? Your new stuff?
Some new stuff, some old stuff, and I'm also doing a workshop on what we've just been talking about, working, performing. So I'll be doing my chop cut routine, that routine I was just talking about with the box and all this, in a workshop or in the lecture. It's a lot of new stuff, some old stuff. I've some stuff that you haven't seen yet, actually. I'm going to show you when I'm up there next week. And also probably that new thing that we're going to be filming next week.
Yeah, well, that'd be good. I think there's a lot of knowledge that you've got on working as a pro, because I think working in the real world and doing gigs and doing, like I said before, if you're doing a massive hall with 20 tables going an hour and you only got time to do 2 things, it's very different from performing for your mates down the pub or to other magicians, I suppose.
Guess how many tables I had to do last night in my gig in an hour?
50.
4.
That's a good gig. That's quite relaxed when you can do that.
It was chilled out, and you know what? I started at 7:05, and at 8:05, I just finished my last table. I took my time. I did about 5 or 6 things, but they all flowed. I chucked a couple of extra routines that I don't know. You've seen it because I've got them at the. So I was doing it. So do you know what I was following? What I was following this up with?
Yeah, go
on. Was FA Chip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if you haven't seen FA Chip, that's an effect I released at Blackpool this year, but it's quite cheeky, but it's quite funny as well, right, Graham?
Yeah,
and it follows this perfectly, because the first person had a chance of winning some money, and then I just went to the second person. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a chance to win some money, and then you bring out the 3 poker chips and I did FA Chip. I don't normally do that. But because I had a bit longer, so yeah, I did 4 tables in almost exactly an hour. So 15.
I think they're really nice jobs when you get to do that. I think if there's 2, okay, so if there's not enough people, sometimes you're under pressure. You've got to space yourself out, and sometimes if there's too many people, you don't get to get around. It's finding that lovely balance. So I think 4 tables, like 40 people in an hour, is good. Like for me, I would.
Well, that's an interesting.
I'd probably go at the table. If I was 4 tables for me, I would probably go at the tables twice. I would go at the table, do like 3 to 4 things, get round them all, and then go back and do a couple of follow-up things, bigger things.
Now, there's a very good reason. There's a very good reason to do that, and the reason was, I did. So this client has booked me a couple of times where there's been 4 tables. Mm-hmm. And I've spent the same amount of time at tables, and they got in touch and went, "We've got 2 more of those events this month, but we've got 8 tables." And I was like, "Oh, you need another magician." So I got one of my mates booked, and we did. And I said to him last night, I said, "Look, just spread it out. We don't want to do everybody twice, because they'll go, well, he could have done 8 tables there."
Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah. I think it's an experience thing, isn't it? The more that you do show-wise, the more you'll get used to what you can and can't do, what is a good amount of time to do per table.
We've gone down another rabbit hole, haven't we?
We have, yeah. I could spend ages talking to you about this, because we have very similar opinions. Sometimes our opinions are a little bit different, but similar sort of work and stories and things. So shall we move on?
On to reviews.
So let's move on to review number 1. So here we are, review number 1, and it is this. So before we go any further, this is The Awakening by Dan Holland. Let's check out the trailer and then see what our thoughts are.
Welcome to The Awakening. I'm Dan Harlan, and I've taken the Professor's Nightmare to a whole new level. This is the fastest, funniest, most visual and impressive rope trick you'll ever perform. I kept reading the description and it said just by running them through your hand that those 3 equal pieces of rope would change back into a short, a medium, and a long rope. And I thought to myself, blows your mind, doesn't it, Molly? The Awakening. It's a departure in method, effect, and presentation. 3 ropes are clearly shown to be different lengths. Then with no strange moves, they instantly become the same length and are immediately shown separate. It happens so fast, you have to do it again. So you change the ropes back to 3 different lengths and repeat it. And each time it gets more amazing. So I ran out to the store and I got myself some rope. I got a long piece, I got a short piece, and I got a medium piece, and I wanted to learn how to make them exactly the same length. Like these 3 pieces, with this piece of rope being the same length as that piece of rope, and that piece of rope being the same length as those. And then I wanted to learn how to change them back to a short, a medium, and a long rope. And best of all, it's so easy to do, it's nearly automatic. Now, I've been opening my show with this routine for over 10 years, so I know you're gonna love it. And then I was gonna learn how to take those 3 ropes that are exactly the same length, and I can change them back to 3 different ropes, but please, don't ask me how I do it. I never learned the secret.
So there we go. That's the trailer. Right, who's going to go first, me or you?
You.
Me, right, okay. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a magician fooler. Would I use it myself? Yes. I'll tell you the sort of place I would use this. I would use this in either a cabaret or a stage situation. If I was comparing a magic show, like at a convention or something, I think it's a really good thing to do there. Kind of reminds us a little bit of a well, anyway, Dan Harlan's routine reminds us a little bit of like a 5-card repeat type thing. Uses a completely different method to the original Professor's Nightmare. I think it's good because it's different. So I think for a lot of magicians who've seen, and I've seen Professor's Nightmare done to death. Everybody has done it at some point, right? And it's done so much on cabaret shows and compares and stuff. So I think if I saw somebody come on and do this, I think it's just a different take on the whole routine, rather than see everybody do it exactly the same way, in exactly the same method. I think this is good. I think it's different. It's very easy to do, actually. I would say it's as easy as your standard Professor's Nightmare. Does it have limitations? Yes. There's a little bit of setup involved at the very start, right, in the way that you pick the ropes up and get into the setup. But I don't think that is something that would put me off performing it. That's my initial thoughts, Chris. Go ahead. Anyway, we'll move on.
I just can't. Okay, if I was going out performing solely for magicians and nothing else, okay, yeah, it's great for magicians. Magicians who know the Professor's Nightmare, it's great. It's a different method and all the rest of it. For lay people, I think it's a step backwards. Because
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
It's a step backwards because I do fiber optics all the time, or my version of it, right? It's a shortened version of the full Richard Sanders thing. I've done it for years, right? And the whole point about that routine, and I'm talking about, I know I've done this in stand-up, I've done this on stage, I've done this in close-up. You can hand those ropes out to be examined at the start. You can't with this, right? The gimmick, the ropes are gimmicked. With Professor's Nightmare or with fiber optics, the ropes are ungimmicked. You can hand them out. They can examine them all alike. When I finish with my fiber optics routine, people think there's magnets there and they like these. Don't want to check them again and all the rest of it. With this, you can't have them checked at the start. You can't have them checked at the end. I thought the presentation was dull. It's it was geared up for magicians. This whole presentation was, when I first saw this trick done, I wanted to learn the trick where they've got the 3 ropes and blah 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 blah. And he went through the whole thing.
I like that presentation. I prefer that presentation for laymen.
Okay. Well, forget the presentation, right? If you did a standard Professor's Nightmare routine for lay people, and you had them examine the ropes, and then you did this, and they didn't examine the ropes, what do you think is going to get the best reaction? I think it's clever. I think it's good. I think he's thought about it. It's very visual and all the rest of it, and I can understand it working on stage and everything. But for me, it's just geared up for magicians. I don't see how this is any stronger than a standard Professor's Nightmare or fibre optics routine, personally. I would not. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, okay. I could see that there was something going on the way he was holding the ropes. And I thought, but in the trailer, you can't actually see... you don't see the whole thing. You don't see it's all that's very good. But what you don't see is it comes into the routine straight away at the start, and it cuts away right at the end. And I was thinking to myself, if you can get those ropes examined at the end, then that's great. At the start, that's great. And you can't. For a stage routine, it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's visual. It's great. I think it's certainly from a close-up point of view. Oh, you wouldn't be able to perform that walking around the tables. He does say that he'll teach you getting it from your pockets. You can't have the ropes examined, and as soon as you start doing things like that with ropes, they're going to want to see the ropes, right?
Yeah, for me, like I said before, it's a cabaret piece. I wouldn't say it's a close-up thing. But for me, whenever I see,
so what's the point then?
Because I think you're right. I think it does play better for magicians than it does for laymen. But I think that visual change that he does, it's so fast and visual. I think
but the point is, Graham, he's now released it. So magicians are going to see it. So it's going to lose that impact for magicians anyway, isn't it? You know what I mean? You said at the start, you said in your introduction or your opening thoughts, if I was doing a dinner for magicians or wherever, I would do this. I totally agree with you, right? But once it's been released and it's out there for magicians, it's going to lose some of its impact. Now, I'm sure Dan, who's a wonderful creator and everything, has got amazing reactions doing this for magicians because they didn't know it was done. It will fill magicians, but now it's out there, less so. And then, I don't know. I just think it's a trick for magicians.
For me, when I'm at whatever show and I see a magician get out, even Paul Daniels, when he used to do it when he used to bring out the Professor's Nightmare, but not again. Like, it's just one of those things. I agree with you. And that's why it's slightly different for me. But I know I'm a big fan of Dan Hall.
Sanders came out with like 3 ropes and a baby, and then fibre optics afterwards. It was a breath of fresh air, wasn't it? Because you've got all these extra stages where you get the long rope, you get the ends coming off. I don't do it myself, but you get the bit where it slides down the rope and it jumps back on, and all that kind of stuff. For me, that was a step forward. This doesn't feel like that.
I like the I'll be honest, I prefer the presentation. Forgetting the method and forgetting that the ropes can and can't be examined. I prefer the presentation of this to the original. You disagree with that, but I like the presentation of that. Because I've always been a fan of like Wayne Dobson's version of 5-card, 6-card repeat, whichever version you want to when you do. I saw this magician do this and he took 3 away, and I want to learn the trick where you throw 3. It's got that feel to it, and I like that. But I get that's not for everybody, but I do think that the presentation, forgetting the method, forget that can and can't be examined, I prefer that presentation of Professor's Nightmare to the original.
What's the original presentation?
Well, I don't know, the 3 bears, whatever you want to talk about.
Oh God, come on! Who does that now? I mean,
yeah, 90% of magicians that I see do it.
Well, you want to see some more magicians then? Because I mean, when I do that rope trick right every gig. the fiber optics thing, and I don't do any presentations.
Yeah, but no, wait, no. But you're mixing two things together there. You're mixing fiber optics with. We're not talking about any other routine, just the pot that's Professor's Nightmare, which is part of that. But you can't. If you take out all the other bits, if you take out all the bits of fiber optics and I
think we're having our first argument, folks.
Domestic.
Will you still love me in the morning?
If you took out all of the fiber optics bits out of it and just did Professor's Nightmare, your presentation would be different to obviously what it is with fiber optics in.
No, it wouldn't. Not really. I just shorten it. That's all. I've still got the same gags, and I've come up with an ending to my Professor's Nightmare, fiber optics, whatever you want to call it, routine that's extremely visual. And you can get the ropes examined, and you get all the gags while you're having the ropes examined, which you lose with this. I don't know. I feel like it's a step backwards.
Yeah, for me, I think also
for lay people.
Yeah, what lends to me is I don't think I've ever been a fan of Professor's Nightmare ever. Even when I was like 9 or 10, I don't think I've ever been a fan. Same as I'm not a fan of Lincoln Rings. There's another thing that just doesn't do it for me, no matter what the routine is.
Well, so, I've never been a fan of Lance Burton, so
that's a really controversial statement. That is, like, I hope you get a lot of hate for that.
Oh no, sorry, no, David Copperfield. No, David Copperfield. I beg your pardon.
What?
I got mixed up with your favourite magician.
Shut your face. Shut your face about David. Shut your face about my David.
Not Lance Burton. Sorry. No, I love Lance Burton.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. For me, I just thought you pretty much said something similar before. I think this is like, for me, it's a breath of fresh air on Professor's Nightmare. Right?
Oh, there you go. It's good.
It's got its drawbacks. But I would definitely do that. Like, if we had a Magic Circle meeting this week, I'd probably do that in the Circle meeting. And if I was comparing a magic show at a convention,
you know what? I get that. And I think, you know, for magicians, it really is something different. And I like what he's done, but I just don't feel like for lay people it's that much of a step forward personally.
I'll quickly just talk about, because obviously we've got slightly differences of opinions. I'll just show the rope that you get. The ropes are nice quality ropes that come with it. So the quality's good. It's manufactured by Penguin Magic. It comes in a nice box, as most stuff does. It's priced at $36.99.
That's a good price, isn't it, for a professional routine?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But the ropes are nice quality ropes. The ropes are nice, thick quality, and they fold nicely as well. So the props are nice that you get with it. So I think it's worth the money. But yeah, okay, we've got a slightly difference of opinion there. So for me, would I buy it? Yes. Would I perform it? Yes. Do I like it? Yes. I'll hold judgment whether I would do it for layman or not, but I would definitely do it, like I keep saying, comparing a magic show or something like that. South Tyneside, something like that. If I was comparing the family show, it'd be something I'd stick in between acts, do front of house.
Is that the South Tyneside that I'm not performing at?
You're going to come, aren't you? You're going to come. You're going to come along. So there we go. And to you, do you like it?
Do you know, I'm really on the fence with you.
I think Chris has made his.
No, well, it's not that I don't like it. It's not that I dislike it. I'm comparing it probably unfairly to something else. Do I like it? Yes. Would I buy it? No. Would I do it? No.
Fair enough. Okay, so there we go. That's Awakening. Let's move on to review number 2.
That was 4.
Oh, all right. Well, 2. I just review. Okay, let's move on to review number 2. And let's go. So here we are, review number 2, and this is, if I got one here, this is the Iorval watch. And this is the special edition version, but let's watch the trailer first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it after the trailer.
In 2021, Blue Door Magic released the Infinity Watch V3, which not only received the highest praise by the users, but also it sold exceptionally well. Due to the growing interest in prep that can be paired and controlled with mobile devices, Apple Magic joined the force with Blue Door Magic to craft this, the Apple Watch, which is by far the most advanced app-controlled watch on the market. The Apple Watch connects to a smartphone via Bluetooth, which then allows the remote manipulation of time from anywhere within the device's impressive range of 30 meters. The Apple Watch is currently the fastest prop watch on the market. It reaches the longest desired time in less than 0.6 seconds. Even with the Bluetooth always on, the watch can maintain over a year-long battery life due to the integration of the IWV3 technology. The watch features 30-meter water resistance for enhanced durability. Thanks to our brand new Hyperlink Bluetooth technology, we have addressed the issue of unstable connectivity. Even in the event of a signal interruption, the Hyperlink Bluetooth restores the connection and transmits the signal in less than a second, ensuring the seamless communication at all times. 340. The watch offers various input methods. Feel free to use whichever input method you prefer. This watch has an orientation sensor, and this allows the crown to perform different functions. Facing on its position, facing forward, or turned downwards. So we can perform without any external control devices. The watch was designed by a team of professional watchmakers, so they are appeared as regular luxury watches, and this will make your audience suspicious. We're excited to announce that the new Apple app can control multiple watches at the same time. Additionally, the app can control other Apple products, like the classic Apple Pad.
So there we go. That's the trailer. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. I'm going to take lead on this, Chris, if that's all right, just because I used a version of this already. So this is the watch that we're talking about. This is the iOval watch here. Now,
it looks like a quality watch straight off.
It does. And I'm going to show you that this is not my personal one. This is my personal one. So this is the one that I use, and I use this at gigging a lot. So this is, if anyone doesn't know, this is the Blue Weather Infinity Watch V3. And I'm going to explain the differences between the both and what the pros and cons of them both are in a second. So I'll come back to that in a minute. This is my working one, which I've just got out my close-up case. But first, this one. So I'm going to show you how it works because it explains most of it in the trailer and also in the ad copy. So if anybody doesn't know, this is a remote-controlled watch, and this is the remote control that goes with it, okay? And it's as simple as this. Somebody names a time, you type the time into the remote control, and the watch will go at that time, okay? So I'll quickly do it for you. So let's say we go, I don't know, 12 minutes past 12, and there we go. It instantly goes to 12:12. All right, that's how fast it is. This is one of the.
Can I ask a question? Because I've never used this, and I've always liked this effect because, as you know, I love watches and I collect watches and stuff like that. How easy is that to do when it's in your pocket and you're doing it sort of secretly?
Easy. Mega easy. I'll come on to that now. Well, I'll talk to you now about that now. So for me, just the remote control that comes with it, this is currently exclusive to Magicbox at the moment. You can't get the full package anywhere, although actually I think they might just be releasing it now. And I'll tell you why. I'll go into the whole story in a second. But to answer your question, this can go in your pocket any way up, and I can instantly grab that and type a time in. So let me just show you how easy this is to do. So I've got the remote here, palmed in my hand. The reason I know which... Without peeking. I'll do it without peeking. I always know which. I'll spin it round, so I don't without looking. I've now pulled it out.
1 minute past 1 minute past 7.
1 minute past 7. Are you sure? Any reason why?
No. Well, that's great, isn't it?
Now, the reason it's super simple is because there's a couple of things on the remote which make it very easy to orientate in your pocket or in your hand. First of all, the top of it's got a smooth bit. So when it's in your hand, you can feel with your thumb straight away which way up it is. So you can orientate the right way. Once you've got to orientate the right way, if you can see this on the screen, the number 5 in the middle here has like a
dot on it,
like a bump.
Yeah.
So I can feel that button so now I can orient where the buttons are. The bottom 2 here are inset, so they're not sticking out.
So what do you do then, mate? Just show us on screen what you actually do when you put that time in.
So you need to put in either 24-hour time, or you have to put 0. So if you said 7, so say name another time.
3:15.
So you're going to put the hour in first. So I'm going to go 03, right? It actually vibrates. You might hear that. I go, bzz, so you know you've pressed it. And now I'm going to go 15, which is there, and the middle one, and that's it, done.
And then. So what happens if you balls up?
You just press it again. Yeah, you don't have to reset it because it's that fast. It takes less than a second to get to the time. So, for instance, this is the pro with this version, which is not as good with my old version, is because this is a lot faster. So, for instance, what I do with this is I use it on the bride and groom at the end of a wedding. So I go up to them and I say, "Do you remember your first date? Remember when you went out for your first date? Yeah. Where was it? When was it? Blah blah blah." I said, "Do you remember like roughly what time you met at that pub?" And they were like, "Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, roughly. Was it morning, afternoon, nighttime? What?" It was early afternoon, right? If you had to name an hour, you had to name a minute, what would you say? And you get this whole funny bit where they argue with each other, and the bride goes, "No, you were late. You were late. Do you remember? You were like,
Do you start a domestic like when they're
and they're going, and this is quite a funny thing in front of all the other guests because they go, "No, you were late," and he's going, "No, I wasn't. You were," and blah blah blah. Anyway, if you had to name an exact minute, what minute would you say? And he goes, "Oh, like 11 minutes past 7 or whatever." And then they turn it over. But the good thing with this is, if I typed in 7:11, right, and then she goes, "No, it wasn't that. It was more like quarter past." You can quickly just type in 07:15. It'll go bang instantly there.
Do you wear it on your wrist or do you?
Yes, but not for the whole gig. So at the minute I've got this watch on. So I don't wear I don't wear my watch every day. I have it in my close-up case, and I do my whole gig with the normal watch on. And at the end, I go back to my case, swap my watch, take my watch off, put this on, and go back over the bride and groom and do this, as well as another trick I do for them as well.
I had this conversation with Joe Mirando a few years ago, and I think off the back of it, he actually made a few of these for his products, and I never bought one because it was too expensive. But I love the idea of putting a box down in front of a spectator and doing this whole trick, and then when they open the box, the watch is staring at me. And he did it with a pocket watch, which is what I said to him. Could you do a pocket watch?
I will do a pocket watch version as well. It doesn't suit my style.
Okay.
So they do a version. So just before, I'm just going to show you a couple of other things. It also has an app on your phone. Now, this is why they made this version just for me, because let me open the app up. So here's the app. Now, I don't want to use an app. I don't want to have my phone in play. I much prefer the I much prefer having the remote control. Yeah. So the app can do loads of different things on the app. You've got loads of different features like a fake gallery. You've got voice assistance. You've got all sorts of stuff.
As soon as you bring the phone out, I agree with you, mate. I think it's just I don't know, the fact that if you and I think making it stronger. You know, if that watch is remote, is in a side of the box, down on the table. Yeah. And then, you know, they opened it and it said 7 minutes past 4 or whatever the time is. I don't know, mate. I think that's it don't get much stronger than that. Do you remember?
Just go to the original.
The old watch and wear. Do you remember the old watch and wear?
Yeah. I mean, so this is mine. This is mine. Yeah. This is the Infinity Watch V3, and it works exactly the same way. It's got a remote control. So I'm just going to show you the difference. These are discontinued now, but I haven't upgraded mine to that. and I'll show you why in a second. I will upgrade to it at some point. So first of all, you've got to connect it. To connect it, you've got to just turn the watch face down for a few seconds. I'm going to try and get this on camera. And then it's connected. It tells me the battery power of the watch, the battery power of this, so you know that you've got the batteries. All right. The other thing you have to do with this one, which you don't with the other one, is you have to set this to 12 o'clock as you're talking. So what I do is flip it over. Now I'm pretending to set it to the time a prediction, but what I'm actually doing is setting it to 12, which is my crown time, right? So I set it to 12, push the pin back in, and now put it on the hand. And now when I press my button, I'm going to go for a long time here. So I'm going to go like 7 o'clock. So if I go 07, you'll see it's already heading towards 7 already. I haven't put the minutes in yet.
Okay, that's good.
Now I'm going to put 15, and now it's 7:15. And when this gets to 7:15, it'll long vibrate. So this is now long vibrating in my hand to tell us it's safe for the watch to be turned over. So they know it's 7:15. So that takes a bit longer, but it never takes longer than 20 seconds. So 20 seconds is the longest it would ever take to get all the way around to, like, say 11 or whatever. It can also go back.
Did you say you were going to upgrade to the new one?
So that's 6.
Are you going to upgrade to the new one? Did you say?
If this breaks, and the only reason is, I mean, the new one.
Give me that one then.
Because the new one is better in all regards. Yeah. It is better, and you can use the app. Not that I would use the app, but you could if you wanted to.
The watch, the
watch doesn't look as nice.
The new watch looks better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. The new watch is better. It's faster, but for me, 20 seconds, by the way, is nothing when they're holding the hand. You say, why that time? Why this? Why that? What? 20 seconds.
Me being a watch nerd, the new watch looks a bit like an IWC watch, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
it does. So yeah, love it, mate.
Nice
so
watch.
That was an in-depth review. But I really love that. I would definitely. How much is that, mate?
The new one with the Pro remote control is 320 quid.
So that's like 5 gigs.
By the way, is still the cheapest version of this type of effect on the market. Now, because I like this watch, because I love the effect, I've had all the different watches. Jaume Mirinda produced one. You had Timesmith had one. You also had, what's the other one that everybody bought?
Watch and Wear.
Watch and Wear was the Collector's Workshop one where it had a tilt switch in it. I can't remember what the company was now. They were at Blackpool. They had a big spinny wheel to win one. I've forgotten. Someone's going to have to come back on here and tell us what that company was. But they don't make them anymore. And also you had to use an app. There was no remote control for it. And I said at the time, if somebody brought a remote control out for that watch, I'd buy it. And I think it was like 600-700 quid. So I think these, for the price, is an absolute bargain. Also,
how long have you been using that one for?
Since they came out. I bought this as soon as it came out. I probably had this about 5.
How long's that?
5 years, I reckon.
Okay, and it's still going strong, yeah?
Yeah, you have to change the battery in this every now and then. This is just battery powered, but you can just go to Timpson's or anywhere and they'll change the battery in for you. And this is the remote control is USB. Now, basically what happened was Iorvo brought this out and I went to the stand at Blackpool. I said, I love that, but I don't like it. And they went, what? Why not? And I says, because I love the remote control with your V3. And they went, oh, right, okay. And I says, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people like apps. I don't want to have a phone in my hand. I just want to be able to come out, give them the watch, and it's there. I don't want any other byplay. And they're like, okay, fair enough. They said, we could probably make a Pro, like a remote to fit it. And I went, well, if you can do that, I'll have them. So they did, and they made them exclusively for us originally about a year ago. So we were the only people selling the Iorvo watch with the remote. But now I've noticed I think it's gone to Murphy's now. So now obviously producing them for everybody. But it was down to us because we wanted the remotes. And just another little tip, by the way, if I've got the remote in my hand, right, I don't have my hands in my pockets. I actually cross my arms like this. And the remote's here. That's just under my armpit. And I've got all the time in the world with my thumb to press that. So I've given them the watch. I'm standing here now, think of a time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm physically typing it in under my armpit as I'm talking. The other thing I sometimes do, and I don't know if the camera will cut off here, is if there's a chair, I'll actually put my hand on the chair like that or on the back of the table. and I've got the remote here, so it's actually behind here. So as I've got my hand here, I just go down, press the button, and come back up. So my hand's actually hiding the remote. The other thing you could do, you could put your hand on someone's shoulder as you're doing it. As you've got this hand over here and you've got the row and you're doing this, you could put your hand on someone's shoulder. So a lot of people are worried about, I'm worried about putting my hand in my pocket and pressing the button. Just be blatant, just have it in your hand and just, do you know what I mean? And just type it in. You've got all the time in the world to do it.
I love that.
With the new one as well, it instantly connects. You don't have to turn the watch over. You just turn the remote on, it instantly connects to this. The other good thing, which I'm babbling on here, is the app. The iOval app connects to other things. So get this: if you've got people who are watching this might already know, but if you've got the iOval post-it note, which is the thing where somebody writes something down and you can see what it is on your phone, that can connect to the watch. So imagine this. Imagine this is what we all say, isn't it, in trailers? Imagine this. Imagine a spectator's over there. You give them the watch. You have another spectator over there, and you give them the post-it pad, and they draw a picture of a clock on there. Without you doing anything, they turn over the watch and the watch has set the time that they drew.
Crazy, isn't it?
Mental. And then there's loads of other stuff iOval's got, which we're going to review probably next week when you're up here, which is the whiteboard. That can connect to the watch as well. So it's a whole new world, which you can't do with the V3 that I've got. But if that stops working, I will upgrade to the new one.
I think that's the longest review we've ever done.
Sorry.
So
I'm passionate about it because I use it.
Yeah, it's great. So listen, you've converted me, mate. I would 100% buy one, and I would definitely use it because watches and stuff is definitely my thing. The only thing I would do is because I like to wear a nice watch when I'm performing, I would probably put the watch in a little box, put it down in front of them or something like that, maybe. But that's just me.
I like that idea as well. Right. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think it's great. So
yes, the answer from me is yes. I like it. Yes, I'd buy it. Yes, I'm already using it. So there you go.
And okay. Well, that's it for this week then.
It is.
It is, mate. That was a good show. I'm sorry about the slightly negative review on one of the things, but it's still got its positive points. And next week we'll be in the studio together.
Yeah, so look forward to that.
I'll put for anybody on.
For anybody, don't go there. Don't go there. I've already seen it when that camera went down there before. For anybody who hasn't subscribe to the channel and send us some more questions. You've got some more questions, send them in. We'd love to hear from you. But that's it.
And if you send enough begging letters, Graham might share what his other closing trick is.
Yes, if people really want to know, I'll explain what it is. Yeah.
There you go. Have a great week, everybody.
Over and out.